Let's clear something up before we start, because history has a habit of getting Ivans confused. The guy who technically ended Mongol rule over Russia was actually Ivan III, known as Ivan the Great, back in 1480. But his grandson, Ivan IV, Ivan the Terrible, is the one who showed up decades later and made absolutely sure the Mongol-descended powers never threatened Russia again. Think of it as a father finishing the argument and the son making sure nobody ever brings it up again permanently with force. For roughly 250 years, Russian principalities lived under what's known as the Mongol yoke, paying tribute to the Golden Horde, a fragment of the massive Mongol Empire built by Genghis Khan's descendants. Russian princes had to grovel, pay taxes, and get formal approval from Mongol Khans just to rule their own cities. It was less conquered nation and more extremely expensive subscription service you couldn't cancel. By 1480, Ivan III had had enough. In the famous Great Stand on the Ugra River, Russian and Mongol Tatar forces faced off, stared at each other across a river for weeks, and then both armies simply left. No massive climactic battle, just extreme medieval awkwardness and a mutual decision that fighting wasn't worth it. And just like that, officially, the tribute payments stopped, and Mongol authority over Russia dissolved. Sometimes empires don't end with a bang, just an incredibly tense staring contest. Enter Ivan IV, decades later, inheriting a Russia that was technically free from Mongol rule, but still surrounded by powerful remnants of the old Golden Horde, particularly the Khanate of Kazan and the Khanate of Astrakhan. These weren't just leftover annoyances, they were serious military threats, regularly raiding Russian territory and controlling vital trade routes along the Volga River. Ivan wasn't interested in staring contests. In 1552, he personally led a massive military campaign against Kazan, using advanced siege tactics, artillery, and even engineers who tunneled beneath the city walls to plant explosives. When Kazan finally fell, it wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. The era of Mongol-descended Khanates dictating terms to Russia was permanently over. 4 years later, in 1556, Astrakhan fell too, giving Russia full control of the Volga trade route and eliminating the last major Mongol successor, states bordering its heartland. These conquests didn't just end a military threat, they transformed Russia from a regional survivor into an expanding empire, opening the door to Siberian expansion and centuries of territorial growth. Ivan celebrated by commissioning St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow, that famous swirl of colorful onion domes, specifically to commemorate the victory at Kazan. So while Ivan III gets credit for technically ending Mongol rule, it was Ivan the Terrible who made sure the Mongol legacy in Russia was crushed for good, replacing over 2 centuries of tribute and fear with an empire ready to expand across an entire continent.